Joining me in the room podcast to talk about his biggest fight to date, fighting this Wednesday night, PFL 9, Nathaniel Grimard. What's up, my man? Thank you so much for the time. Know you're cutting weight, man. How's everything going in New York right now?
Good, man. I appreciate the time. Yeah, it's cool setup. It's I haven't been to New York, so it's nice to enjoy the environment a little bit and enjoy the whole process.
Well, I know you mentioned that you were heading there for a couple of days to get acclimated with the area. How's everything looking so far? The behind the scenes at PFL.
It's crazy, man. It's really dreams to reality. They want us here 5 days early to do a lot of photo shoots and check weight and stuff. So it's cool. We're enjoying every moment of it and looking to pay off on Wednesday night.
Well, as I mentioned, biggest fight to date. Like you mentioned, media stuff going on, photos. This is the first time you really had to experience it, during fight week, and these guys kind of hounded you down to get some words with you. Does that change anything in your fight week, preparing for this fight?
A little bit, but at the same time, like we have a bunch of free time. We might have an hour or so to do photo shoots, but other than that, it's enjoying the city. Working on some technique. And so early in my career where this is a great taste of what we want to do. So I love it.
Well, my man, this is going to be your first time fighting out of Neff as a professional. As an amateur, you did travel a little out of the New England area during the COVID times, but going here as a pro, man, anything different approaching not fighting at home?
Not really, obviously maybe a little outside the comfort zone just because I'm not in my own place, going to the gym to cut weight. But at the same time, it's still the same, like, action, we're just still working out. It's another cage. And that's how I have to treat it. And that's what we've been doing.
Well, I would imagine the cage is set up. Have you got to go into the cage, or is it too early for that to check out that the radius of that monster?
I think it's a little early just because they haven't really offered. We'll see it at ceremonial weigh-ins, and hopefully we'll be able to move around or just get like that cage feel just before someone will step in the first time on fight night. But yeah, I'm excited to see it, man.
Yeah, as we know, the NEF and the regional promotions have a small cage at times. Does this benefit you at all? Is getting into a bigger cage, or is the same feel for you?
I mean, I guess you could say it might not benefit me, just like if I want to grapple, but at the same time, it's a bigger promotion where you got to put on exciting fights for them to bring you back. So it's really, I'm just going to go out there, man, and fight, leave it all out there, fight my best, and hopefully they bring me back.
Well, my man, you're fighting a dude from New York, John Caldone, 4-2. Kind of familiar fighter as far as you and his record and age and stuff like that. As far as the matchup, how much do you know about him, scouting him, and what kind of game does he bring into that cage?
He's good, man. He's definitely my toughest opponent yet. He likes to throw hands, and he has great takedown defense. So I think I can't just hunt for that takedown. I'm not scared to strike with him and just fight down and put on an exciting fight for the fans. He's definitely going to be a hometown favorite. So just put on an exciting fight, really. Mix it up with the strikes, the wrestling, put that pace on, and walk out with the win.
Well, you mentioned hometown favorite. He is from New York. It's going to be in, I believe, the theater in Madison Square Garden, correct?
Yeah, it's where they hold all their shows.
Yeah, so I would imagine this is the biggest venue you have fought in. I know Neff travels around; they do fight at bigger venues, but this holds up to 5,000 people, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, a lot bigger than Aura and anything Maine has. So.
Well, you mentioned him being home favorite. As far as crowd, biggest fight to date. I know it's a trek for people coming from Maine, New Hampshire, who support you. But what are you expecting? You expecting some fans to make the trip to support you there?
Yeah, we got a few people coming down from the gym. It's tough that it's on a Wednesday. I think if it was on the weekend, we would have a bigger crowd, but at the end of the day, it's okay. I know a lot of people will be watching. They'll be sending messages before, and when the cage door shuts, and it's just me and him anyway. So.
Well, my man, when I messaged you to get an interview, I didn't realize the fight was on Wednesday. I thought it was on Friday. I'm like, oh, I have time to get in touch with Nathaniel, get a word with him. I'm like, oh, it's fight week, and then I'm checking out the fights and stuff like that. I'm like, this fight is on Wednesday. This dude's letting me interview him. You're right in your weight cut right now. You were just sweating down in the gym and came up to take a shower to interview with me. So I appreciate that, my man. How's the weight cut going? And when did that process actually start?
Yeah, I mean, I usually cut 2 days before, so we really got a good workout on this morning, got a good amount of the weight off. So we'll finish the rest tonight, and that'll be kind of like the last big push. Then maybe a little sweat in the morning, but yeah, I mean that's what my job is for for a few days. It's just that. So a couple hours here and there, and then just walk around and see New York City.
Excellent. As far as seeing New York City, what are you looking to absorb there? What are you going to check out with the time off?
I don't know, man. Just be a little tourist. It sucks that we can't eat all the food and drink all the booze here, but we'll enjoy ourselves Wednesday and Thursday. But until then, we'll just walk around, see the scenery, and get that feel.
All right, my man. Well, dude, I totally appreciate this, coming on here. But, as far as this fight, with a win here, you were saying, oh, I'm hoping, they get me back. You mentioned, looking at the NEF write up on this, that this was a big goal of yours, the fight at PFL. What was the interest? I mean, they are, I would imagine, the third the third biggest MMA promotion in the world. What was the choice with them as far as I'm sure Bellator would have been calling or have called in the past. What was the excitement to fight with PFL as that biggest promotion taking that step for you?
They're definitely a little bit new, but they have a lot of good guys coming out of there, man. And they do run a great show. Maybe the competition they say isn't as high level, which is understandable. The best of the UFC, but some of those guys come from PFL. Like Gaethje, and some guys will go down to the PFL after. But I mean, they're on ESPN. They do a great show. They take care of all their fighters here. So yeah, a good win. Everything was perfect. I get a good win Wednesday night, and then we walk out with a contract coming home. So just go out there, and this is it. It's really fighting for my life right now, and can't wait for it to pay off.
Well, my man, you definitely put the work in as an amateur and a pro, getting fights when guys were on the shelf, not traveling out of New England. You were doing it, getting in that work. You fought out of your weight class, and now you're back there to, really set your home in that featherweight. So, dude, congratulations on a huge step. Last question with you before I give you shout outs and all that other stuff. What do we expect to see from Nathaniel Grimard this Wednesday, August 23rd at PFL 9?
Different fighter, man. A lot of people see my just my wrestling, my grappling, but I'm coming in here just to leave it all out there. I'm not too worried about the win or loss. It's if I fight my ass off and I show that I'm a complete fighter, then I beat this kid, I think, anywhere it goes. And that's what I'm excited for. We're hungry, we're confident, we're super excited to take tough challenges early in my career. Some of these guys like to take easy fights and pad their record, but it's a fight, man. I mean, we're going in there just confident and ready to fight. And worst comes to worst, then we come back down here later in my career and get it going. But expect an exciting fight on Wednesday night.
Excellent, my man. Last thing, social media, shout outs, sponsors, and how do we watch this and about what time you think you'll be fighting so people can know when to tune in?
Yeah, the card starts at 6:30 on ESPN Plus. I'll be the first fight, so 6:45, 7 maybe. And I want to thank all my sponsors. There's a lot that I can't think of off the top of my head, but my top ones are like Hagen's Motor Pool. Jan Oliveira has a construction company as well, so I want to give him a shout out for all of his help, and see you guys Wednesday night.
Excellent, my man. Nathaniel Grimard on Instagram, Nathaniel Grimard on Facebook. Any other social media that you want to shout out?
Just Facebook and Instagram, man. I appreciate the time and everything you do, and can't wait to show you guys exciting fights.
Excellent, my man. Well, we'll all definitely be watching from New England on Wednesday night, man. Watching you, shine on the big stage. So again, congratulations, kid, and man, you deserve everything you're getting, man. Can't wait to see you Wednesday night, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Perfect.